Hello, I am Xarkun. This is World of Warships Legends. On the screen here you see my build for level 16 Azerlay Nelson commander. Got Galler and Cunningham as inspirations. This is the commander I am using for the Tier 6 British battleship King George V. We're going to be on Trident in a capture the base mode game. And we're going to demonstrate the power of the King George's AP and HE shells. Now, the King George is a unique British battleship that I'm not sure that Azerlay Nelson is actually the optimal commander for this one. I use that commander up and down the line, and I've done a number of videos on the Nelson, the Warspite, and the Hood, demonstrating the power of Azerlay Nelson's Big 7 skill, which reduces shell penetration by 15% and, when fully maxed out, increases AP and HE shell damage by 16%. Now, when you're shooting at cruisers in the King George, particularly broadside ones, the AP is fantastic. It's pretty small caliber and short fused. So, double Citadel on that York. He's lucky he wasn't deleted there. With other battleships, you might expect a couple more over-penetrations. Not so with these smaller caliber guns on the King George and with the short-fused British AP. They're absolutely deadly to cruisers. The only thing a cruiser can do is turn out of the way, like that Pensacola there did, so we missed all of our shots on him. That's fine. We're taking a look at the other targets available to us. We've got a Dallas, it looks like, and another cruiser. Dallas looks like he has come to a halt, but the York is sailing in what appears to be a straight line, and I thought that might be the easier shot. No telling if that Dallas is going to shoot forward. So we take a shot at the York. We hit him for quite a bit of damage there, 15k. No citadels, but 4 penetrations, and we're up to 41,000 damage to begin with. So, the King George's AP, insanely effective against cruisers, and Big 7 certainly helps with that. It increases the damage that your shells do, especially when they hit a citadel. And sometimes that difference could be deleting a cruiser versus not. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten any deletions. We have scored a couple of citadels, though. There is another one on that Dallas, which is a particularly difficult cruiser to citadel when it's broadside with AP that isn't short-fused British AP. You get a lot of overpens in those cases. Trying to sneak a shot past the mountain at that York there, that one not so lucrative, a single overpen. So we're moving forward here. We've got a Warspite B who has noticed us, and he is going to be able to inflict a lot of damage on us if we let him. You saw that single shell there hit us for about 4k, which, that's not something I want to get hit over and over again with. So I am moving to put this island between me and that Warspite. Did take a shot at that cruiser there. I think it missed, though, or that New Mexico killed him before the shots could hit. Now, Pensacola out there, sailing away, making himself a little bit less of an attractive target. We take the shot anyway. That is scary shell grouping there. And we nearly demolish the Pensacola. He's got just enough health left to still be alive. Turning our attention to the Fuso now, because that Pensacola is going to die after he's hit by the friendly New Orleans. No sense in wasting a shot on him. But we've got a Colorado incoming. And we're going to aim sort of midway up the hull with the AP there. The result, 3 over penetrations, so not exactly sure what we hit there. Might need to be lower. Kind of testing out the Big 7 AP on this guy. American battleships, very heavily armored on the side, can be difficult to penetrate, and with these small guns and the reduced penetration with Big 7, I'm not exactly sure how lucrative the shots are going to be. That one bounces, though, which, of course, the ricochets have nothing to do. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my voice. The ricochets really have nothing to do with the reduced armor penetration of the shells. If they're going to ricochet, it's because of the angle. What you can see having, or when the Big 7 skill might be affecting the penetration, is when you get shatters on the broadsides of battleships. That means the shell didn't have enough penetration to go through the armor, and that could very well be the Big 7 skill affecting the shell's ability to penetrate. Warspite was waiting for us to back around this corner, so, he definitely wants to kill me. We're going to have to move up again. We do hit the Warspite for about 4k there. For whatever reason, our shots seem to be a little bit less accurate at closer ranges, or maybe I just can't aim. Who knows? In any case, the Colorado is angled away now, but we've got the AP loaded, so we're going to aim high on his ship, kind of for the upper hull armor / superstructure. We get 1 penetration, 1 shatter, so now we've decided switching back to the HE is what's going to be most lucrative for us here. And the King George is definitely a ship that you should be switching shell types in. If you find the AP is not effective against battleships, I guarantee you the HE will be. See what we get here on this Colorado. That's more than we got with the AP. No fire, though, so possibly not the best shot. The Colorado appears to be tied up with the cruisers that are shooting at him now, though, and we've got this Warspite who is bound and determined to sink my ship coming around the corner. Or maybe he's not as bound and determined as I initially thought, because his guns are not aimed this way. So we're aiming really high, right up into his superstructure. We hit him for about 7k there, and we start a fire. We also get the Confederate medal for our troubles. The Colorado now, of course, decides to shoot at me, and he does take off a fair amount of my hit points. So that's not good. Although I think the Colorado may have sunk now. Yeah, he has. Hit the Warspite again in the superstructure for 5k. That's kind of where you want to aim on these battleships with the HE. You want to aim into the lightly armored parts of their ship, like the superstructure, maybe the upper hull. I don't know. That's where you're going to get the most HE shell penetration damage, and then you've got the ability to start the ship on fire. The Warspite is doing a fair bit of damage to us, though, but he's burned all his damage control, and we hit him there for, I think that was, 9k, and then the fire takes him out. So, there's a look at the shell characteristics of the King George with AP and HE. HE is generally good on these battleships that are not giving you a flat broadside. You shoot the HE at them, at their superstructure, you can do damage that way. Hopefully you can also start a fire. The AP is fantastic against cruisers. I would recommend shooting AP at cruisers most of the time, and then being more situational with the HE versus AP on battleships. If you get lightly armored battleships at close range and they're giving you a broadside, definitely the AP might be a better option. You might be able to get a lot more damage penetrating the lightly armored battleships with that. If not, though, HE is always a good way to go. We've racked up the Confederate medal, high caliber, and 124,000 damage in this game. We're going to spend the rest of it kind of farming damage off of this Fuso. Disgusting shell grouping there. If that doesn't get a fire, well, of course it doesn't. Only 2 shells hit. What the heck? Anyway, we're just going to spend the rest of this game farming this Fuso for damage, and we're going to get a little bit more damage off of him before it's all over. That's probably not something you guys want to see, so I'm just going to skip ahead to the end screen and call it there. But there's a nice look at the King George for you, and nice little discussion about AP versus HE shells on this particular ship. So the battle ends here. I think we finished with 145,000 damage after farming that Fuso. I think we're top of the leaderboard too. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already done that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.